歡迎大家嚟到泰山自煮啊！如果你係第一次睇呢條片，或者係冇跟開呢個 channel 嘅話呢，我呢就係去咗呢一個加拿大多倫多嘅嚇。咁啊，今日我哋會去邊度呢？今日呢係會參觀一個酒莊嘅噃。咁你睇下我身後邊呢，哇係全部都係葡萄樹嚟㗎，見唔見到啊？哇！成個田都係啊！咁啊，仲有好靚啲楓葉喺後面啦，見唔見到啊？哦，啲楓樹都幾靚嚇，都不錯嘅嚇。時間都係朝早啦，而家咁啊，亦都係非常之凍嘅，咁啊，大概咧3度到嘅。咁啊，而家我個頭咧結咗冰㗎啦，已經係。咁啊，我哋參觀呢一個酒莊咧，叫 Vineland 啊。咁啊，睇一睇咧，究竟佢呢一個酒莊咧有咩咁特別啦，同埋咧有啲乜嘢靚酒咧可以介紹俾你嘅。聽聞咧，好似香港都買到呢度啲酒嘅喎，係。我哋即刻入去睇下啦 ，Let's go！ 其實大家知唔知道咧，一支酒咧其實需要幾耐時間可以做得到嘅咧？嗱，我哋首先講下種葡萄先啦。種葡萄咧，你由一支梗變成有果實咧，起碼需要4年時間。咁跟住咧，由呢個摘埋葡萄咧，再去釀咧，又要多3年。咁所以一支酒咧，其實起碼要7年時間先至搞得掂。咁啊，所以咧，點解話釀酒其實係好講心機、好講時間？點解一支酒可以賣到咁貴咧？有原因嘅。好啦，咁啊，今日咧其實咧嚟到呢一個 Niagara-on-the-lake 嘅地方咧，係安大略省啊，多倫多安大略省呢一個叫 Wine Country 嘅地區嚟嘅。咁呢度咧其實有好多唔同嘅酒莊㗎。咁而今日咧嚟咗呢一個 Vineland 嘅酒莊咧，點解咧？因為咧佢啲酒咧其實世界各地都有得賣嘅。咁啊，香港咧都有得賣嘅喎，都算做出名嘅。而呢啲酒咧都係攞咗好多獎㗎。咁啊嚟到咁啊，梗係第一時間咧飲翻杯先啦。係咪先？咁呢一度其實咧就介紹咗呢一個白酒俾我飲喎。咁啊就係呢一個叫做 Elevation 嘅 Riesling。OK， 咁啊呢一隻Riesling咧，佢哋話呢一個招牌酒嚟嘅喎，係。咁啊佢一定要我飲喎，咁我試下啦嚇。哦 ，it's pretty good， 好飲喎呢一個。其實佢呢一個Riesling 咧，好啱呢一個餐前飲嘅。你唔好問我飲完之後咧有啲咩嘅即係感覺啊，點樣去評酒啊，我冇學過嘅。我淨係知道咧，如果飲咗之後咧，好唔好飲咧就得㗎啦。我覺得呢一個好飲 ，OK， 咁又唔係話太過甜，但係咧就啱啱好嘅，我覺得係 OK 嘅。飲多啖先，正啊！大家見唔見到嗰個名啊？俾近啲你睇啦。Elevation 啊，叫做，耶！哇！而家咧出邊咧就落住雨啦嚇，咁啊，但係咧都要 show 俾大家睇㗎。喺我後面咧就係全部嘅vineyard 啊，全部都係啲菩提子啦。你見唔見到啊？哇！幾大幅地，呢度只係部分嘅啫喎，好靚其實嗱。跟住咧，我要俾大家睇下嘅咧，嗱呢邊啊，哇好大風啊，同埋好凍嘅嗱，你見到呢啲咁樣嘅盒咧，其實咧佢哋 harvest 咗啲提子之後咧，就會放晒入嚟呢一度，跟住咧佢就會經過一個機去篩選㗎啦。咁邊一部機咧，我又帶大家睇下，哇！一路直接望過去啊，呢邊就係呢一部機啦。佢咧放晒啲提子上去，咁然後咧就會碌落去，然後就會揀啲提子嘅喎。跟住做啲乜嘢咧？我哋又過嚟望一望啦。呢部機犀利啦，揀咗啲提子之後咧，佢就會有一個好似氣袋咁樣啊。咁然後咧就會將啲提子打入去啦。咁然後用個氣袋泵脹咗佢之後咧，就會將啲提子壓扁，啲汁咧就會漏出嚟㗎啦。漏出去邊度咧？又跟到去啦，就會嚟呢一度㗎啦。啲提子汁咧就喺上面呢一部機咧落咗嚟呢一度。咁咧佢就會駁一啲喉咧，就將嗰個提子汁咧就送去邊咧？就送去我身後面呢啲桶度啦。你見到咧已經有一啲員工咧喺度做緊嘢㗎啦，係幾大咗，好正啊！ 跟住咧，我要介紹下咧，現今啦造酒嘅科技咧，其實已經係非常之先進㗎啦。我身後呢一部機啊，藍色帶嗰部咧，其實咧佢就係一部揀提子嘅機嚟㗎。咁佢點樣 work 嘅咧？就係將啲提子咧就放喺個藍色輸送帶嗰度啦。咁然後咧佢就會有一個相機咧係1秒鐘影1000幅相啊！好犀利，咁跟住咧就揀咗一啲唔適合嘅提子酒，咁啊剩翻咧一啲靚嘅提子咧，先至攞去釀酒嘅，就係呢一部機啦，好誇張啊！係以前係點樣咧？以前咧就10幾20個員工咧喺度揀提子咯。有咗呢部機之後咧，你揀嘅提子咧就係一定好、一定靚噶啦！哇，係即係慳翻好多眼力啊！好啦，而家咧我一入到嚟呢一間房咧，哇，有一好大陣嗰啲發酵嘅味道喺度啊！因為咧喺我身邊兩旁呢啲咧，全部咧都係發緊酵嘅提子汁啊，好大陣味㗎嚇！咁你見到咧，其實咧呢啲咁樣嘅桶啊係好大個㗎，你睇下。好多啊，嗬 ，OK， 係好正嘅係。咁呢啲咧發咗酵之後咧，佢就會攞去一啲木嘅桶嗰度再去釀製嘅嚇 ，OK， 哇，個味咧好似介乎麵包與酒之間嗰種味道嚟嘅，係好過癮㗎。好啦，喺我身後面嘅咧，呢兩個銀色嘅大桶係用嚟做咩嘅咧？咪就係裝住啲提子汁咯。咁佢哋咧就會放啲酵母落去啦。咁啲酵母咧就會壓晒嗰啲糖啦。咁然後就會有呢一個酒精嘅出現㗎啦。咁啊出現咗之後咧，嗰啲酒放喺邊度去 age 咧？就係放喺我身後面嘅呢一個 wine cellar 啦。喂，事不宜遲啦，我哋落去望下先啦，喂。好啦，咁啊今日咧，我哋嚟到呢一個酒莊啦嚇，咁啊大家見到我哋呢一個背景咧，其實咧就去到佢釀酒嗰個地方啦，即係咧儲埋啲酒咧就擺喺啲桶度嘅。咁啊其實呢啲桶咧法國嚟嘅，啲桶全部係。咁究竟個詳細情況係點咧？我哋今日咧就好開心咧請到呢一個 Vineland Estates Winery 嘅 President Mr. Alan Schmidt 咧，同我哋一齊傾下偈嘅。Hello, Mr. Schmidt, how are you doing?
Very well, thank you. Nice to have you here.
Thank you for doing this interview for us because this is actually my first time here at any wineries, so thank you very much.
It's a very unique location we have. We're in Canada. We're in the province of Ontario. We're in the Niagara Peninsula. We're only about 20 miles from the famous Niagara Falls. We're very fortunate because the growing conditions here is very similar to Burgundy, France. We're on the same latitude. We have the same soil conditions. We grow the same vines. So as a region, we're really making world-class wines comparable to other great wine regions in the world.
I have had the Vineland wine just now because we had lunch together, and the food here, I have to say, is really good. And if you have a chance, if you're living in Canada, please come by and try the wine and also the food. But I was talking to Mr. Schmidt here, and I was asking him about the grapes, the vines, and when were these grown?
So our vineyard was first planted in 1978 by a man from the Moselle region in Germany that had a dream of starting vineyards and a winery in Canada. I came on a few years later, about 35 years ago, started the winery with him. I became a partner in the winery. And my brother Brian is our winemaker, very successful, won a lot of international awards. And we're very fortunate now. We're exporting a lot of our wine, especially ice wine, to various countries around the world, including Hong Kong.
Yes, we can try and have the Vineland's ice wine in Hong Kong, right? And I've tried them a lot of times, and it's very nice. You guys should try it. And Mr. Schmidt, could you tell us a little bit about the cellar here and what kind of wine you have here? And the barrels, I heard they're from France?
Yeah, so we're in our underground barrel cellar here, Patrick, and we're actually about 10-15 feet underground, natural stone on the floor. So we have natural humidity and it's naturally cool for 12 months out of the year, much like you'd see in a lot of European cellars. cellars. And so we're not trying to copy them. It's just that that's the best environment for aging wine. So all of the barrels we have here are French oak barrels, opposed to American oak, which you can also use, but the French oak's about twice the price, but imparts a much better flavor into the wine. So only our reserve wines, you recently had our Cab Franc Reserve, 2020, a great year. Nice. We would age that for a year or two in oak barrels before we would bottle it.
Wow, so the wine we're looking at here is from different years, yeah?
Yeah, so we have some vintages that go back 10 years. We have a special wine that we produce called Legacy. It's probably the most expensive wine available in Canada. And it is a blend of 10 different vintages, and we only do it in a 1.5 liter bottle. And it's very rare. We only make 600 bottles a year. So we have some of our Legacy, that's our highest quality wine. But most of the wines in the barrel here would be from the 2021 vintage from a year or so ago, and they'll spend another year in the barrel before they'll be ready to be bottled.
Wow, so I heard you say the production, the grapes, and even the geographical latitude, it's the same as the France ones. And then a lot of people, especially in Hong Kong maybe, the first thing that comes into their mind about red wines is not Canadian wine. But after I talked to you, the conditions and it's the same as France, like.
Yeah. So we're on about the 42nd parallel latitude, and if you go across the globe, that lines you up with Burgundy, which makes great red wines. Yeah. And the other advantage we have, we're referred to as being in the Niagara Peninsula, and we're in between two of the Great Lakes in Canada. We have so much fresh water in Canada. 24% of the world's fresh water is in Canada, and a lot of it in these Great Lakes. And so our vineyard and winery is on a peninsula between two Great Lakes. So in the winter time, those lakes don't freeze. So they're relatively warmer than the air, and it prevents the freezing of our peninsula. So our latitude, our proximity with the lakes, the limestone soils that we have, very similar to the shale stones you see in Burgundy and Bordeaux and Chablis. So very similar conditions. Our winemaking techniques, the equipment that we have is very similar. And so it's one of the reasons why Canadian wineries are winning international awards with their wines around the world.
So what I'm saying to you guys is that next time you should try the Canadian Reds. You'll be surprised because I've tried it and it's really good and it's really nice. And so for this Vineland Winery, what kind of wines do you sell overseas usually? Maybe to the Asia region or Hong Kong, you know, what kind of wines?
So in white wines, we produce a Chardonnay and our Riesling. That's probably the two white wines we're most well known for. But our Cabernet Franc, which is one of the grape varieties that grows in Bordeaux, and it excels here in Niagara. That's what we're most well known for. But a lot of these wines, including our Vidal and Riesling ice wine, are available in Hong Kong, like even at City Super stores. We have promotions there, and they're a great promoter of our products and Canadian wines. So it's very gratifying when I can go to international countries. We sell in China, a lot in Japan as well, and when I get to taste our wines with people from other countries, it's a real source of pride for me.
Yeah, it's really awesome to see Canadian wines doing great in all parts of the world because, hey, I'm from Toronto too. Yeah, so I'm happy to see the Canadian wines are doing great. And I hope I'll get a bottle or two from here later on. So you have any recommendations I can get from here?
Well, definitely, you got to take a bottle of ice wine back to Hong Kong to have with your friends.
Yes.
It's equivalent of taking maple syrup, you know.
Exactly.
A little bit more fun to drink, though. And we'll get some Riesling for you as well. It's a great food wine. Yes. Goes with Asian food very well. Yes. Even a little bit spicy foods. It's a great food wine.
Yeah, the Riesling I had is called the Elevation. Yeah, it's really good. You guys should try it. Okay, so thank you so much for your time, Mr. Schmidt, and I'll just rock one myself. Is that okay?
Yeah, great.
Awesome. 好啦，咁啊今日咧我哋就去完呢一個 Vineland Estates Winery 咧去參觀啦，同埋食咗個晏晝啦，同埋咧飲埋呢一啲好好飲嘅酒嘅。咁咧其實喺加拿大咧，但係都好興咧，就係可能有個 weekend 啊，就係去呢啲咁樣嘅 wine country 咧，揀一個酒莊去試酒，同埋咧食埋嘢嘅。因為其實你飲酒梗係要pair 埋啲 food 噶嘛，應該調翻轉食飯嗰時 pair 埋啲 wine， 兩個咧係一齊並肩而行咁啊。所以咧好多時候大家會揸過嚟 Niagara 咧，就係食嘢啦，跟住飲埋酒嘅。咁啊當然飲嗰啲人就唔可以揸車啦。係咪先？梗係冇飲嗰啲揸車啦，或者咧要飲完之後，哇要唞一陣，飲好多水之後先好揸車。呢個我話嘅嚇 ，OK。好啦，咁啊今日咧我就食飽啦，咁樣亦都咧唞咗啦，已經。咁啊而家咧我哋可以離開呢一度咯噃。縱然咧今日咧又落雨又凍咧，但係啊都係好開心㗎。參觀咗呢一度啊，仲有。頭先咪聽到嘭嘭聲嘅，呢啲咧佢哋叫做唔知係 bird bangers 定係乜嘢，就係話嗱又聽到啦，嘭嗰聲咧就係趕走啲雀仔，唔好俾佢哋啄嗰啲提子啊，就係咁咯，所以聽到嘭嘭聲嘅咪 anyway， 好啦，又學咗啲新嘢啦，係咁先啦，下次再見。